evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the semi-finals, as we call it, in the ozfortress Winters 25 Season 43 premiere game. And joining me tonight will be Evie as well, casting this wonderful game we have coming to you guys tonight. How are you doing on this fine evening?
I am doing wonderfully. I am incredibly excited to see this game play out. Obviously, seeing who we can get into the grand finals, who will be fighting for that first place spot. Pretty exciting. Can we go straight into rosters, I think, if you want to go over gas, oil, and water?
Yes, so gas, oil, and water. This is one of the teams fighting for that spot in the grand finals, but before that, they do need to play a preliminary final, as we are in the AFL system. But otherwise, roster-wise for them will be Rocky on the Combat Scout. We do have Gotaki murking for Sam, which could change things slightly, but I don't think it should affect them as much. We've got Oz on the Roamer, Lizard on Pocket Soldier, Memories Demo, and Monolith on the Medic. Oz only joined them quite recently because he was away with the season. But otherwise, moving on, we'll go to Year of a Snake if you want to quickly run through that, Evie.
Yep, all good. We have Dork on the Combo Scout, Hungry for Eggs on Flank, Lex on the Roamer, Alt on Pocket, Parry on Demo, and good old Wills on the Medic. Quite a comfortable looking roster there, obviously Dork being quite strong. Willis being a big old rounder, you know, doing his little YouTube series. Been great to watch. Have a look at the map videos as well, going with the bands. Obviously, Gas, Oil, Water started off with a Gully Wash band. Process band coming out from Year of the Snake, Bagel being first map, Granary being picked by Year of the Snake for the second, Snake Water being the final band, and Product will be our decider for tonight, which will be quite good. I'd love to see a nice little Product game coming out. Love a bit of...
Yeah, very DM heavy maps as well, but I think it's pretty expected. But otherwise, we are moving straight into the first map on Bagel. So let's see what happens. So we're on the cam of Prey for this rollout here, and he's on the Quickie Bomb Launcher, so a very interesting weapon. Able to shoot a little bit faster here, but both teams exchanging a little bit of spam. Nothing too crazy yet happening on the mid-fight yet. No casualties happening, but however, first move made by the side of Gas, Oil, and Water there with Gotaki and both Lizard Wizard getting taken out in the process here. We do see a little bit of fight on the flank here by Hungry for Eggs here. A little bit of exchange happening. However, though, it looks like the side of Year of a Snake has come out with this first mid-fight and also consolidating on the point and also not losing the medic as well in the process. So Monolith getting taken out, and now there's full Uber disad for the side of Gas, Oil, Water. So probably I would be assuming it would be some sack waves inbound.
Yeah, they're starting to push for the sack away. It was really unfortunate. Lizard got denied immediately as he jumped in, and they're just able to shove Oz sneaking through mid. As we say that, Oz is jumping in high, trying to get some pressure. Lands inside house. The Uber is now used. Dork, Parry, stuck in there. Dork chasing deep in. Lex finding one on Memories. Dork chasing Memories all the way back. It goes down. Krollik managed to clean up Dork though, so Monolith does actually live in the backline. We're not able to find that medic kill, and this is going to be a good turnaround. Alt trying to find Oz. Nice air shot there. Clean kill as Alt comes back in to try to clean up. Unfortunately, will blow himself up, and they are going to be able to start pressuring point just a little bit. They're playing far back, just on the concrete as they start to take pressure. Parry walking forward, spamming, not finding much. Will is eating an arrow as they will... Point will turn over. Parry caught in mid by himself. Lex finding Lizard Wizard in the flank as they will stabilize on the point.
Yeah, indeed, and Uber coming up shortly for the side of Gas, Oil, and Water. So curious to see if Krollik does choose to go for an aggressive play. However, though, right now it's just both teams getting a bit of spam here. We do see a Soldier Bomb coming up from the side of this. Oh, Uber Force, sorry, coming up from the side of Gas, Oil, Water. So really nice force by the side of Year of a Snake, and Will should be safe and sound. He is long gone into lobby here, and now Uber out for the side of Year of a Snake. It is interesting to see how the side of Gas, Oil, and Water do with as well Oz, because he was away for, as I said earlier, most of the season. He's only just pretty much come back to play, so that's why if you saw the stats, he was quite low in his statistics. However, do you see a Soldier Bomb coming from the side of Gas, Oil, and Water, and Wills does eventually force to the play by the side of Gas here, and otherwise they do manage to retake the point though. However, losing 2 plays in the process, but Spawner coming up shortly for the side of Year of a Snake being Parade, and Lex should be up shortly as well. But they do get the point, which is all that matters, but yeah.
Yeah, they do drop their demo in that force, unfortunately, so they will have to delay a little bit more time just to wait for them to spawn. So they are just going to stabilize. They're coming out the right side here, looking to pressure. Hungry for Egg spawning early, making sure Gotaki taking control of height. See pressure forward. Memories is alone here. No medic as they start playing a little bit further back. Not being punished for it though as they stabilize. Just waiting for picks. 80-90% now for Monolith. They're going to be able to take this pressure forward. They get the cap with not too much resistance here as ult is forced out of that house there. They're just going to be able to control this quite well. They got the Ubers now, and they might go for a trade as they start posturing and walking out.
Yeah, both teams just still exchanging a bit of spam here. Dork looks like getting ready for a trade, however, nothing yet to happen with the side of Gas Oil waiting to go aggressive here. And Uber does get popped on both sides here. Do see a bit of a trade on point there, however, though. You're going really deep. Memories getting taken down in the process. That is a demo down for the side of Gas Oil Water. Could that be a soldier as well? Oz gets taken down in the process. Gotaki trying to take the fight, though. Does manage to take down Wills. And however, though, that actually is very scrappy and just Monolith living. And I believe Monolith is pretty much long gone. He is going back to spawn. He is legging it. And that actually, surprisingly, ended out probably a little bit better, though, for the side of Gas, Oil, and Water. Obviously not losing Monolith there, so they do having a slight bit of add. However, though, they do lose the point, though, which means the Snake now have control, but they do lose Wills in the process, and therefore are at a bit of a disadvantage with that Uber charge.
Yeah, they start to take pressure forward now. They know they have that medic advantage. That Uber's going to be a little bit scary as they build up quite fast. They're going to shove through the side house, though. Lex will go down first. Memories nice sticky on. Ult tries to find a bomb. Parry with a nice snipe there on the quickie bomb. Krolic managing to find a nice little kill onto Ult from cratering in the back line as they start pressuring. Uber's now cold as they keep pressuring. 60 seconds left. They definitely just have to back up. They heard the call. They're not pressured. Memories now walking forward. Lizard finding Hungry, so they're down a scout. The pressure is there. Both players are quite low. As they sit back on Con, and they're just going to have to wait now. 80% for them is they're going to stabilize and take this trade, maybe hope to get back point.
Yeah, both teams have Uber here now, so they have to. The other thing have to take a trade here, and Uber does get popped out on the side of Gas, Oil, and Water. Both teams using the Uber here. Now, could be a soldier frag, though, going down for the side of the other snake, which it is. Lex getting taken in the process, and Rocky having the back out there does manage to live. Both teams living with their medics here. However, though, player down for the side of the other snake, so this retake has become a little bit harder here. Parade getting a little bit of spam onto the point now. Oz in the left house, trying to get a little bit of spam onto the scout on the roof, though no success yet. Just holding position for now. Time now in the side of Gas, Oil, and Water. The other snake need to start getting some time on point. They are down by a little bit here. However, though, getting a nice bit of spam onto the scouts on the side of Gas, Oil, and Water here. Ult as well, going for a really aggressive bomb here. Does manage to take down Memories in the process there. Really nice pick for the side of the Eurosnake, and they do manage to retake the point off that. However, though, time in favor of Gas, Oil, and Water. Lizard Wizard actually bombing, and actually to say that, that is pretty much a wipe for the side of Eurosnake there. Just Dork living, which he should have cleaned up as well, and that could actually just be the round for Gas, Oil, and Water. Eurosnake needs a leg for that point now.
Yeah, they're going to have to book it out there. That was a really nice collapse there from Gas, Oil, and Water. They're able to stabilize quite well. They have the Uber now. They're probably not going to have to worry about it too much. Lex is bombing under point. Ult joining just to try to touch and get as much spam. Uber now comes out. Parry being the target. Lex goes down, blowing themselves up. Hungry sneaks behind, but there's no one to touch the point. Dork now there. Krolic finding ult. To keep pressure on point, Lizard is there. Gotaki finding one. Memories cleaning up that one scout, and that will be the first round going to Gas, Oil, and Water. That collapse really saved them there, giving them that Uber and just able to stabilize. It was really beautiful.
Yeah, really close first round, and I think this probably is what we're expecting for the, I think, rest of the night. This could go all three maps. We do have some very brawly maps in this series, but yeah, first round going to decide Gas, Oil, and Water. We are on the camp for the Memories relic here. Just getting a bit of spam onto the side of Eurus. I think both teams change a bit of spam. Nice damage onto Parade, getting some damage onto the demo and Memory, so eating a lot of damage actually, and getting Tag and Privilege does get arrowed and re-healed up now. And actually Frag's going in favor of the side of Gas, Oil, and Water, but instead though, Gotaki and Lizard Wizard get taken out in the process, and that could be Krolic as well getting taken out. However, he does manage to live longer and does get arrowed, and however, players getting taken out on the side of the Snake, and this could be point for the side of Gas, Oil, and Water. Already sitting on the point there. However, though, Will's tanking the scout on the side of the Snake, and unfortunately doesn't manage to get anything onto the point there, and Oz gets cleaned up by Lex though. So players actually bleeding for the side of Gas, Oil, and Water. Lex getting behind here onto the side of Gas, Oil, and Water, but now an Uber popped out for the side for them, and not being used from Wills here. So that's actually really good from the side of the Snake here, and now have full Uber to retake the point and player advantage as well.
Yeah, Lex finding that open house there to bomb through and get that force opens it up really easy. They do lose a few. Memories managing to find Lex as they have a scout shoving through. Ult, nice rocket onto Krolic to stop them from boarding through that same side house that they got bombed from. Oz, quick through, gets nice 2 rockets and gets the drop on the medic. Insane. bomb in there, the speed shot across point to get that drop will open this up for them. They do lose Oz and Memory, so they will have to stabilize now, but that will be the opener that they need. Hungry, hiding in a bush, maybe hoping to find something, but will go down. Beautifully done.
He still has it after taking a little bit of a holiday. Nice little speed shot onto wheels there, and that's definitely what you want for the side of gas, oil, or water. Yeah, Monolith as well, pretty much having 60% add in favor of them. Now both teams exchanging a little bit of spam here. Eurosnake having to now play retake onto the point there. Time now in favor for gas, oil, and water. All trying to get a bit of a flank play. Unfortunately, nothing to be resolved there. And actually, Lex getting taken in the process, and Hungry for Eggs here trying to take a fight on the left house here, and that soldier does get taken out, does get cleaned up, so this Wizard getting attacked in the process as well. So that's one play down, actually make that 2 plays down for the side of Year of a Snake. So point in favor of gas, oil, water still, and also Uber as well can now come up on both sides. So at least that stalling has enabled both teams to pretty much get Uber, and it is even Ubers now. Year of a Snake need to make the move here. Gas, oil, water can just use defensively, which now Trade does get popped out on both sides here. Just Memories get caught though. They're going really deep for the demo. Memories gets taken out in the process. Dork managed to take him out. However, though, really deep end, but they do manage to back up to the point there. Nice bomb coming out of the side of Year of a Snake, and nice pick onto Monolith there. Wheels living, however, 2 soldiers getting down. Wheels getting tagged, and Krobler, nice dodging by him, and he does manage to live, does get packed. Dork protecting for his life, and Oz getting taken out in the process, and really nice cleanup from Year of a Snake, and as well protecting Wheels and having Uber add as well.
Yeah, double bomb onto that right side there really opened it up for them. Managing to find 2 there and just cleaning up. Dork doing a magnificent job protecting the medic, and of course Will's getting out quite comfortably as they're going to start pressuring. Lizard is already in high bomb, doesn't find much, has to fade out. Oh, does get bullied out in the side house, so might go down, but that was a good arrow as they continue to defend the point. Cap almost overturned. Can't risk too much. Ult going a little bit deep, unfortunately gets traded out. Lizard wasn't finding that kill, but the Cap will turn over now as they have to be forced out. That one pick was enough to force it. Lex will go down. Trade come out, Hungry for Eggs, managing to find that kill. So I'm just going to stabilize on point. They are looking to go through side, it looks like. Hungry peeking, not wanting to commit to anything. Oz ready and waiting with open arms as they walk through. Willis with Dork goes through. Uber now used. Oz trying to dodge a little bit, doesn't able to find much. Monolith goes back through main. Barely gets out with his life. 1 health to survive there. The point will turn back over and they will take the stabilization, but this is now full Uber ad for the side of oil, gas, and water.
Back and forth as well, and Monolith, I feel like got spotted. I don't know if Wheels actually, Wheels must have saw that he didn't have Uber. They just go for something really aggressive there, but really nice movement from the side of Monolith just to get out there. But Uber though on the side of gas, oil, and water. As I say that though, 2 players now taking out for the side of Year of a Snake here, and gas, oil, and water now are in position to play retake onto that point. Now Oz busting out from this bottom right position here. Doesn't see anything, however. A little bit of a skirmish happening in the lobby. Dork is taking out. Gotaki does manage to clean up onto Dork here, and Rocky spotting some traps there in the grass though, and does clean them out. Otherwise, it looks like not much resistance though coming out from the side of Year of a Snake here, and around 70% Uber pretty much almost for the side of them, not quite having it, but it looks like a sack wave attempt now is coming onto. That is Monolith getting dropped as well, and Hungry Flags cleaning up. They need to get 1 more. Unfortunately, does get directed by Oz there, but however, the drop onto Monolith is what they were achieving there, and that is now Uber ad for the side of Year of a Snake. They're playing close with his scout Wheels, and yeah, he should get Uber here, and they should be busting on point, baiting a little bit there, trying to spot for that soldier bomb. Unfortunately, no commit from the side of gas, oil, and water, and they are now pretty much not much resistance coming onto the point there and having Uber, so they can now use this defensively if they choose so.
They are getting bombed. They're getting forced out already. Down 2, down 3 as they're going to get bullied out. It's only Will's Hungry, both scouts. They are pressuring. They managed to find a lot. They clean up the few. They went for the sack. Unfortunately, the 4-man weren't able to find the medics. They do stabilize here. A little bit of banter in chat from them. They are just able to stabilize. Looked really good for them, managing to find so many picks so early, but unfortunately both scouts were raring, ready to go as they start going out for the bottom right side. Lizard trying to go for a bomb. Oz in high. Got a drop before. Gets a nice rocket and will get the force. The force will come out nice and early for them. But they have 15 seconds. They will have to pressure. Lizard Wizard finding Hungry. So I'm just going to be bullied back out. They're re-entering now. Trying to find something. Lizard in the side. Lex finding Otaki and the bomb comes in. Door cleaning up Lizard. Krolic finding ult. So they are able to start pressuring point. Harry with sticks on the floor. Nice bomb by Lex to get rid of Monolith. And they are going to be able to comfortably take this as he jumps off point, and that will be 1-1. Is a good round.
Yeah, very, very good collapse actually come from Uber Snake. Obviously getting forced there, definitely not ideal, but that play by Lex, though, I feel like could have saved him. Monolith getting position to obviously go with Rocky and just take the point, but that really, really nice bomb coming from Lex from behind and just takes out basically, yeah, just collapse these, wait for Lex's play, and then they just walk forward pretty much with that, and that secures them around equalizing score 1-for-1 there. But now new mid here, Prey actually on stick bomb now, so a bit of a change of pace. Prey though actually eating a lot of damage and having to back away, still waiting for an arrow, does get arrowed now, and eventually we do see a little bit of a skirmish in this right house position here. Lizard Wizard backing down, does manage to get packed here, and we do see an aggressive play from Hungry. Hungry does just get rocketed, and that is the first casualty coming down from the side of Year of a Snake there. Lex still watching this right house there. Unfortunately, no aggressive play though coming out from the side of Year of a Snake, but that's, as I say, that ult does get taken out in the process as well. So Oz now taking advantage of this, pushing the left house there, but now Gas, Oil, Water just spamming the side of Year of a Snake out of this point there. But Uber now shortly coming on both sides here, and this should trigger a retake from the side of Year of a Snake.
They do pressure. Lizard Wizard being a one-man army in the flank, but as I say that, the Ubers are now traded out. Monolith and playing this really aggressive. They want to try to find any picks, but they back out well. Both Ubers are going to be fading same time. Pressure's still on. No one's on point. Side house kerfuffle again. Ult managing to take out Lizard Wizard. The one-man army is down. Lex all the way deep in the back line. Might be able to find a play here as they pressure through main. Hungry finding Gotaki as he tries to exit. The medic sitting a little bit far back, and that will trigger them to back out. Lex is going to try to take the fight to the Monolith. Eats a rocket, but Memories managing to save their life as they will save life. 30 health. Oz is caught behind, managing to find Dork, get some good rocket onto Hungry, good rocket onto Ult, managing to clean up another one before going down. This will let them take the pressure back to point. Those late picks by Oz was really the opener for them, able to pressure them out and just retake control of point.
Yeah, definitely. Oz staying in the back line, they're just causing chaos. And they managed to get 2 picks as well. That's really, really impressive by them. But unfortunately, obviously does get taken in the process, but that distraction has caused basically Gas, Oil, Water to play retake and manage to claim the point there. But now we do see another skirmish here on the left hand side. Hungry for him, going aggressive here. Does manage to take down Lizard Wizard, and already pushed through the house here, and Paray looks like going for a bit of a, this looks like a bit of a sack, but a nice pipe onto Monolith there, and that's Paray and Ult getting taken out. But however though, that is the med down for the side of Gas, Oil, Water, and that's actually also a wipe for the side for them as well. But however though, I think they might have actually denied Paray and Ult, but I don't think it should matter too much because they are coming with Uber shortly as well. 70% Uber, and Paray and Ult are pretty much playing the same time there. So not ideal, but at the same time doesn't really affect them as much. But really, really nice play by the side of Year of a Snake. Paray bombing in, and nice pipe onto Monolith there.
Yeah, that pressure really just kept him in. He's trying to go out. Nice bounce up by the rocket. They don't have to worry about the plays tonight as they start pressuring in. They take this aggressive into side house. Uber is now used. Almost dropped. Oh, finding Lizard. Dork cleaning up Oz in that side house. So you're going to keep pressure. Lex is all the way in, trying to find Monolith. Won't find it. Krolic cleaning that up as they're going to pressure. Finding Dork as well. Down 2. They're going to keep pressuring this out. They want to keep walking forward. Keep pressuring Hungry. The furthest far forward. Eats a lot of damage, but gets out with his life. Almost dies as he runs into a bunch of sticks. Trying to keep pressure on the point, but they will just back out here, not wanting to take it. We taking a little bit of skirmish. Inside house almost dies for it again. Forced into the corner. Will go down. Memories with a nice pipe. Lex is bleeding through. As I say that, Ult finds a nice pick into Memories. Lex finding Gotaki. Lex is going to be caught out in the side house. Watching Oz taking them down. As they're going to keep pressuring Uber now out for the side of Gas, Oil, and Water. As they take it forward. Managing to find Paray. Oz finding Ult in the side house. Or behind, sorry, my apologies. And they're going to take this forward. They're playing really aggressive though. Krolic trying to find something in the lobby. They're already just fully backed out, so they're not able to pressure. And this will be Uberad now for the side of Year of the Snake as they continue to walk forward.
Nice rocket by Lizard onto Hungry there, and yeah, very, very scrappy skirmishes actually just happening all around the map pretty much. And Uber does get popped out from side Gas, Oil, Water, but I think that's just to prevent players from dying. But they do manage to get an important pick being onto Parade there. But now Will's getting bombed. Does get forced out. Nice pipe onto Lizard Wizard there. Parade getting some nice damage. Oz and Lizard Wizard getting taken out by Parade. Nice shots coming out from the side of Year of a Snake there, but they do manage to retake the point, but Uber does get forced out from the side of Year of a Snake there, so now Uber out coming up for Gas, Oil, and Water, and Monolith and Co have just legged it back to pretty much the spawn area. But nice rocket by Lex onto Lizard Wizard there, and getting some good lobby control coming out from the side of Year of a Snake. They're hungry for eggs, just stuck behind there, trying to cause a bit of chaos, but does get taken in the process there, and now looks like they are choosing to go for this right, bottom right position there. Uber not yet popped up from the side of Gas, Oil, and Water, and hopefully they use it. And looks like they are facing little resistance on this point for the moment there. And and point does get captured for the side of Gas, Oil, and Water.
Yeah, that force is really unfortunate, but it looks like it's going to be much. They do get the Uber now, but this is going to be an immediate back out. They aren't going to find much. They should be able to re-enter. Dork is playing this really aggressive into lobby. They're collapsing on the scout. The Lizard Wizard is there. Doesn't find much. Willis does go down and dies with 99% Uber. They do find the pick. That aggressive play does work out. The soldier coming in just a little bit later while they were all distracted with the scout in main was the play for them, as they are now going to be able to turn this back over. They're just waiting. They don't want to deny their soldier as they come through. Oz is there to deny the point, though. This time will keep ticking up. Gets pushed back off, and they will just look to pressure now. Without that Uber to worry them, they're going to try to take this DM fight. As Oz is going to bomb high, straight on. Memories takes quite a lot of damage. Gotaki cleans up. Oz goes down a little bit later. They're finding a lot of picks. It's kind of scrappy. Lizard taking a lot of fights in that side house. We'll find one as they're going to take pressure back to point. Gas, oil, and water able to turn this point immediately back over. Late med death, 99% is quite unfortunate as time ticks down. So much they can do. They're looking to enter Dork, finding Gotaki inside house. They're going to keep pressuring. Dork leading the charge. Parry, nice, spamming them out. Rocket onto Scout as they keep pressuring. Uber is now out as they're going to take this aggressive. Soldier will die inside house. Dork dying just after. Hungry, trying to find pressure. Unfortunately, will also go down. And this looks to be end of the third round as they get a full team wipe, and that will be 2-1 to Gas, Oil, and Water. Quite scrappy in the end, kind of finding their picks all over the map, definitely in that side house, but it really worked out for them. That 99% medic death really opened it up for them.
Very scrappy, and Gas, Oil, and Water now in basically map point 2-1-3 is the magic number now we are looking for. But yeah, that movement by Rocky though in that lobby position, baiting it out and then coming back and dropping Wills at 90%, that's very unlucky for Wills. I think they probably thought Rocky was backing out, but really nice shots by Rocky though in the end there. Really killing fight, but now could be the final mid on this map unless Sierra Snake can pull up a comeback here. We do see both teams exchanging a bit of spam there, and we see aggressive play coming up from the side of Gotaki, but he does get taken in the process here. Could we see another pick coming up from Sierra Snake? Does manage to get on the Oz. Ult getting taken in the process for the side of Sierra Snake there, and both teams now getting really scrappy here. Two players taking out from the side of Gas, Oil, and Water. Dork managed to take down Lizard Wizard, and Sierra Snake looks like they are coming out victorious on this first fight, which they are, but at least both teams live with their medics and have now Uber and even Ubers. So that's definitely something which what you want to see from both sides there.
Yeah, a medic pick would be nice to get the opening, but we're going to see a trade. On the point is Gotaki leads the charge. Man, you can find Parry Memories with the backup as they're going to walk on the point. They're not going to want to use shots here. They're just pressuring now. Uber's now going to get traded out. Both medics eating quite a bit of spam, but not much is going to be found here as they start taking a little bit aggressive. Hungry for Eggs is going deep in behind, managing to find Lizard, but get cleaned up by Gotaki. Side house pressure is still there. They're keeping point quite well here as they're going to keep the pressure, ult denying, but unfortunately will get spammed out. Dork trying to help, but unfortunately will get backed off as Wills eats spam now as they are forced to back out through big door. Oz still keeping the pressure up. Lex still in, pulling out the pickaxe, hoping for a melee fight. Won't find it. Hungry deep on the right side, managing to find Gotaki as he will now exit to regroup. They are pressuring immediately back in through side house. They want to try to keep the pressure up while they have that player down. Obviously being the main leader for them, probably kind of going forward. Oh, Gotaki, sorry. They're going to take the sticks. We'll clean up one. Just high on the flank there. So they are just going to stabilize now near big door. Hungry coming a little bit more forward. Ult finding Lizard Wizard in the back line as he tries to bleed behind. Oz managing to find Lex a little bit too deep in that side house as they keep pressuring forward. Memories. Oz forward, eats a lot of spam, is forced to back up as it's only the scout now. Krolic on point. Gotaki cleaning up. Ult in the side house is wrapping around now onto Willis. The soldier bomb will get the force out as they're going to take this forward. Gotaki still behind, maybe trying to find something, but they are taking this aggressive. Barry managing to find one. Uber now out for the side of Gas, Oil, and Water, so they will be able to take this immediately back into them. Hungry in the air. Oz with a nice little air shot there off the wall. And they will take back the point.
Very back and forth, very scrappy. One thing, though, I just want to say, Gas, Oil, and Water's spam is really good. Like, the soldiers are hitting some really nice rockets, and in just general, I feel like their spam is very in sync. Like, the side of Year of Snake are eating a lot of damage, in my opinion there, but now Gas, Oil, and Water having point control here, and now Year of Snake need to play a bit of retake onto the point there. We do have Alexor coming through there, but Gotaki here on the flank here, trying to take a fight with Ult gets taken in the process here, and we do see a bit of a play coming from side Gotaki. Hungry for X-Mole in the play. Can he go into Monolith? Monolith trying to dodge and weave. Monolith does get taken out in the process there, and that is the med down for the side of Gas, Oil, Water. Year of the Snake keeping Wills alive. Wills just staying alive there on 60 HP, and he shouldn't be any harm. Memories getting chased there. Memories gets taken out. And that is a nice little wipe from the side of Year of a Snake. Will staying alive on 45 HP here, and really nice hold coming out from Year of a Snake, and also really good surviving from Wills as well.
That was really good. We saw Oz bomb in, trying to find that pick again with the speed shot. We'll live that, and the Lizard coming in a little bit later from the side house. Good denial by the players as they're going to walk forward. Alt is the most forward here, sitting on point. Memories managing to clean up that. So down one already, but they're going to take this aggressive now. Uber now out, Parry finding Memories as they pressure them back into lobby, but there are 3 behind. Dork finding Monolith, so they will keep their medic alive and keep this Uber ad. They are bombing. Lizard Wizard is bombing in onto Wills. Gets one rocket on. That is unfortunate. Krolek managing to clean it up as this will keep being scrappy. Dork on point, managing to find one. Oz cleaning that up, and it seems to be just Alt now for the side of Year of the Snake as he'll stand behind point, trying to just see if anyone would commit. Oz obviously finding them on there with that denial, but they will take this point back. And this will be Uber ad for the side of Gas, Oil, and Water. Will's almost with the movement that he needed to survive, but unfortunately bounced into the corner, and Krolek there to clean it up.
Nice movement by Wills. I saw that little vision. We wanted to surf down. A little bit of some funny comments in chat. Obviously, Gataki and I'm having a nice little bit of banter. But never mind. Focusing on this now, we do see a bit of a skirmish happening on this concrete side. Sorry, Gataki trying to take a fight there, and Main does get taken out in the process here. And Lizard Wizard actually trying to do like a bit of a sneaky play here, going on to a little bit of speed shot. Does he manage to cash out Wills? Wills does get taken out in the process. That's a nice pick coming out from Lizard Wizard, and that's now Uber ad for the side of Gas, Oil, and Water. Point getting captured, and probably now just trying to wait for Wills to spawn, not denying the medic, which now they do manage to capture the point there, but Uber pretty much actually coming up from the side of Gas, Oil, and Water. Monolith coming up to 86% Uber. So Gas, Oil, and Water probably look to take this ad and use it to retake the point here. But yeah, nice little speed shot from Lizard Wizard hiding in house and then taking out Wills on the point is definitely what they needed.
Will's Kryptonite is the speed shot as they're going to start pressuring through now with that Uber ad. They're just taking a little bit of spam here. They're having someone, Krolek, already just busting through that left house. They're going to keep the pressure up. They want to not give them any space. Dork almost going down on point. Alt bombing through, trying to find a pick. They keep the denial up. The Cap does trade over. Parry, Lex, Hungry, all finding picks. They get traded out as the Uber now comes. They're going to try to pressure this. Not going to find much else from that. They do have 40 seconds left on the clock if they can hold this, but this is Uber and Gotaki finding Hungry as they keep looking to pressure, but that Uber is looming over their heads and they know it. 16 seconds now. That Uber should come up quickly enough. 90%. Parry will go down, though unfortunately not able to find it. Dork managing trade out Oz after that kill. It's keeping the pressure up. Half cap. They need this turnover so they can take it, but this Uber is going to be the death of them. Let's keep the pressure up. Soldier in behind now. Wills almost gets forced. Does manage to get the pop. Lex managing to find Memories. Trying to take pressure on a point. Lizard 1 health behind as they're going to take this, but I'm not able to find much more. Lizard jumping in behind. Oz managing to spike down Alt. They are going to look like they're going to get this turnover. They do. There's not much pressure left. This is overtime for the side of Year of the Snake. This is what they need. They do have Lizard in who finds Will, so no medic. They're able to keep the pressure up. They can't let this point turn over as they keep pressuring. They do not have control of the side houses. Oz managing to find Hungry, though. Lex is in the back line. Managing to get good damage off, but nothing else will come out. Oz with some beautiful rockets as he tries to go for the market gun on Alt as he bombs in. Doesn't find it, and they're able to stabilize. 10 seconds left. Kotaki finding Parry as he bombs in, trying to pressure. It's not going to be much else. Will's taking a shoe, pot shot, arrows away for team. That's a drop! The medic drop with the arrow. This is insane as he keep rushing a double overtime. Lex fighting Oz, Krolek. This cleanup, Memories, Kotaki, Lizard all finding their one, and that will be 3-1 to the side of Gas, Oil, and Water. Medic arrow drop is not what I expected. It's not on the bingo card of today.
Will's clutching up at the end, but unfortunately, just not enough there with the collapse coming out from the side of Gas, Oil, and Water. Nice arrow by Wills onto the medic very last second, but unfortunately, Gas, Oil, Water come out on top, and we do now have the logs on the screen for you guys, and I just want to point out Oz dropping 32 kills on Soldier is insane. He was playing incredibly well. You do have Lizard dying like 29 times, but when you look at the picks he was getting, it was quite crucial picks. I do want to also note as well, both Krolek and Gotaki had really made both having 26 kills. And overall, like, despite the scoreline, it was actually really close around. Everyone had at least 300 plus damage, but Memories definitely had a bit of a had less damage compared to Parade, I would say. But Dork dropping 30 kills on the side of Year of the Snake there. So overall, both teams spamming a lot, and Um, even when you look at the damage, it was actually pretty even all around. So this was a very back and forth game, to be honest.
Yeah, it was quite good. Krolic obviously leading the charge on his team, 388 DPM, being that front runner for him. Playing a lot more forward, which is what I like to see, especially on Scout on this. It's very, very Scout-favored map, obviously. And it's really good, but Oz being the star player for them, 32 kills is magnificent. Obviously, being away for some time, not playing, was not the downfall of him. Still popping up and putting up big numbers, but we are going to jump over to the second map of Granary, which obviously hasn't been in the pool for a good long time. Seen it pop up a few times in pugs, but I reckon it is. I still enjoy this map quite a lot. It is quite an enjoyable map. Quite enclosed seconds, open last. The mid is quite high. We've got a nice high skybox. We're going to see some nice high bombs, and I reckon this is where we'll see more of Oz shining with his rocket jumps, obviously showing it off with those speed shots.
Yeah, I mean, now it's still a die for Eurosnake, and obviously Granary getting picked by them, I think, is definitely a reason for the side of Eurosnake. When you have soldiers like Alt and Lex, I feel like they can definitely do something. I think it's definitely a soldier-heavy map, and I think picking a map like Granary, hopefully they're trying to play into, I guess, their sort of strengths. Try not let the scouts have as much freedom, especially having a Merc on Granary can be a bit tricky, but however, Gotaki on Bagel obviously proved that doesn't really matter. He definitely looked like he had a lot more freedom going for sort of plays he wanted, but now we do have Granary coming up, and yeah, players definitely to watch out the soldiers on both sides, Alt and Lex and Oz and Lizard here. But also wouldn't surprise me if Parade uses the Quickie Bomb launcher again, because that weapon is definitely effective, especially on like Granary. Just, I mean, it's effective, I'd say, in sixes overall. Not many people, some people don't use it just because they're not used to it, but having that faster fire rate can definitely help. And it's curious to see me if they play it into that. But yeah, do or die for Eurosnake now, and they definitely need to, they need to, I guess, lock in and hopefully force a product. But I think the one thing is the mental factor is you do a CoF map as your first map. Losing it, I feel like there can be a mental factor as well coming into play, because now you've got basically, you win Granary, but then you got another CoF to go, and then another, just DM central map, pretty much.
Yeah, it might be the DM that they're looking for. They might feel a little bit down on themselves after that. Obviously, DM, we want CoF to be your DM maps where you can really shine out. Obviously, the scouts and soldiers were doing their best, but we can see... I would love to see Parry on the Quickie again. It is a very good spam weapon, especially on the last, just keeping down any kind of sentries or any off classes, but we can only wait and see. This map is quite fun. I enjoy it. And we're going to see some funky things, I reckon. Obviously, the banter in chat, these guys are very close, and I reckon they will try some silly things. Maybe Oz will try to go for another Market Garden and see maybe some quirky things. I did see Gotaki on Spy originally when the game started.
I think it was just checking some like Medigun stuff, because Will's going crits is probably what they expected, and I think it's something they were prepared for. But when you look at the stats, though, overall for the kills, Oz, reason why he got 32 kills, he had 18 soldier picks. That's what made up majority of it, and obviously, he had 18 soldier picks, which is insane. But also his kills on, I believe, the scout as well. He had 9 scout picks, and then obviously 2 med, 3 demos. So definitely having 18 soldier kills is quite impressive. But then after that though, you got basically all 4 scouts having, Dork, Rocky, and Gotaki having very similar results with not much difference. But it doesn't surprise me as well that I feel like Bagel, when you compare both teams, everyone's sort of playing the game. I think Hungry for Eggs was just sort of trying to do what he can. I feel like sometimes, there were a few fights where he didn't win. But I think he's probably the one in the server, that isn't playing the game as frequently compared to others. So it'll be curious to see how he performs on Granary, but I feel like Granary as well might suit him better. He can definitely just sort of do his role as flank scout, just play that sort of, off-class, go NG, go something sniper or something. But Granary, though, I think we should watch out for Lex for his off-classing to sniper, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Something I want to highlight is the aggressiveness from Krolic and Gotaki. Most pushes that they took onto Bagel were obviously scout-led, and it let them open up a few picks. Obviously, we saw a lot of demo picks coming out as they were opening it up and really making that space for him. If Hungry probably isn't as ready for it, as he wants to play a little bit more passive, just play the time. If he's able to incorporate a little bit more aggressiveness into his play, I reckon he would be able to do very similar things to the other scouts. Really just find those picks, obviously opening up the flank for his team and finding something. Lex with that off class snipe is insane. We love to see it coming out. So if one, I definitely think a big improvement could be aggression, keeping that pressure up, as Gas, Oil, and Water definitely were able to keep up that pressure, that aggression, and it really worked out for them.
It'll be curious to see to me as well how they, because I know Dork is their combo scout, but I know Wills is definitely quite vocal. But I feel like he, from what I understand, is he has improved definitely in, like, you know, not overcoming too much. So who knows? Maybe their comms got really colored on Bagel, but I feel like Granary being definitely a lot more slower pace as well. As soon as you have 1 round or 2 rounds, you're definitely gonna have control of the map. But otherwise, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how, you know, whichever team has the, you know, round advantage, how they control it.
Yeah. And we do see Gotaki back up on the spies. Obviously, they're double checking. They know that Wills likes his little shenanigans. That crits could be devastating, especially if Parry chooses to go with the quickie. We did get the bait start, but that is where we will begin going into the second map of Granary. This will be a good one.
Indeed, as well. Year of a Snake, do or die, need to lock in to force a map 3. However, now it is Granary. We do have memories on the rollout here. We are watching nice, pretty standard sort of rollout, actually opting for the catwalk rollout. So, and Parade as well doing the same thing. So both demos opting for the catwalk and playing a bit of height. Memories just dropping down already behind the blue creek and dropping to the low ground here. Both demos exchanging a bit of spam. Do you already see an aggressive play? Gotaki just forwarding for Wills there, and a straight on collapse from the side of Gas, Oil, and Water into that death corner, but no picks onto the side of Year of a Snake, besides onto Lex there, and Will's actually staying alive through that chaos. So a very, very clean mid coming out from the side of Year of a Snake, and Rocky eating an arrow there, but Gas, Oil, and Water already backing out on to last here. Memories getting a little bit aggressive there, and he actually could get picked down. He does actually get picked off in the process. That's definitely not what you want for the side of Gas, Oil, and Water.
Yeah, that aggressive play did not work for them, unfortunately. Weren't able to find the picks, so they are going to get pushed back to the last. The sentry is up, and the force will come out. Monolith going down. Gotaki managing to find one with their shotgun on the soldier. Oz fighting 2 back in lobby, as they are going to be able to push back out immediately. Those picks really opened up. Colic leading the charge out. Hungry managing to find that pick. They're not letting them push forward anymore. They're not going to be able to really do much. They are going to take this aggressive now. Uber now coming out. They aren't going to find much. Lex on the nice bomb until Lizard Wizard finding them as they try to back out through upper. Alex is all the way in. Nice rockets. Monolith and Memories both low. Not finding the pick onto either, as they're going to keep the pressure up. Ult for the bomb. Trying to find something. Oz finding that kill immediately after this rocket. Memories finding Parry, and they will be forced to back out again. This is quite back and forth. That Uber forced into Uber, and they weren't able to find much more as they're going to back out without Parade. Their pressure is gone, and they will just try to stabilize it back all the way out to me.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Oz ran out of ammo on that pipe fight before, but he actually hit 2 direct, or a nice direct onto ult there, so just sort of really, really good spam fight coming from the side of Gas, Oil, and Water, something I highlighted earlier. But as I said, though, we do see a trade coming out on that blue crate there. Lex getting taken out with, and also actually ult as well getting taken out from the side of Year of a Snake here. So Gas, Oil, and Water now actually able to retake the mid, and actually are in sort of control to try steam this into Year of a Snake's yard, but both teams are about to get Uber here, and it's pretty much equalizing here. Parade holding down the yard position, and we are now in a stalemate situation on Granary. So this doesn't surprise me, and Parade just pipes Monolith?
They had no pressure on the side.
That was yeah, Parade just very lucky and really, really nice pick, and that's what you want from the side of Gas, Oil, and Water. But Uber does get popped down the side of Wills there, but I don't think it should matter too much here. Monolith still in the spawn, but does manage to spawn just now, and pretty much it is even Ubers here. But nice pipes by Parade onto Monolith. Monolith catching those stray pipes there. Very, very unfortunate there. And Year of a Snake having control and able to take the side of Gas, Oil, Water's yard, and pushing into Gary here. Nice traps by Memories there, trying to delay. However, though, Year of a Snake there, able to breach into this Gary position.
It is still even Uber, so that drop does not find too much. They're just going to be able to even out, but that is unfortunate with no pressure out in yard. They weren't able to really deny that demo, and he just hits beautiful pipe set as they're just going to steady up. They're going to chill onto second, get ready, send some sacks, but they do have the gun out just sitting below the pipes there. Hungry spots it immediately though, so they know where it is. Not too worried about it. It's Krolic and Oz and Lizard all coming to pressure. They will find Lex there, coming a little bit too far, maybe trying to find the sack, and they're going to get forced out here. Keep the pressure up. Oz is going deep in with the market guard. Imagine to find Dork inside. We'll get traded out now. That is a beautiful rocket jump there to strafe in around the pole. So keep pressure. A lot of damage onto ult there, spam, but not much will come out. That mark gun was beautiful. If we can find a bit more, that scout will go down and we'll just delay them a little bit. As Lex does come up on the sniper, so we could see some magic here.
That's definitely, I think, what Lex want to do is go for the sack and just off-class. And looks like Gas, Oil, Water are bunking up by this wall here, so making it really, really hard to get a pick onto Monolith here. Playing in a really, really good angle, trying to avoid that sniper fire here. Now, we do have Lex on the sniper here, so he's already getting an angle on this left-hand position, but nice spam by Memory. He's trying to spam him out there, so Lex not getting a single ounce of space here. He wants to see if he can get some sort of angle there, but looks like Gas, Oil, Water is making it harder. Gotaki on the Pomson there. I believe that takes out Uber from Memory. I don't use this one a whole lot. But, yeah, looks like they are getting a little fortress. He's got everything. He's just... Oh, actually, that's quite smart, actually. Destroying the teleports, giving ammo for the side of... for Memory, sorry. And Lex going aggressive here. Trying to go for a really, really aggressive peek here. But trying... Yeah, Sentry Gun does just blow up ult there. Monolith not taking a single bit of damage, or sorry, taking a little bit of damage, but Lex getting taken out in the process as well. So this hold is really, really good for the side of Gas, Oil, and Water, and it's making Lex's basically Year of a Snake's life harder. Tries to try and go for a force play, but Hungry for Eggs taking out Lizard Wizard on the flank here, and looks like Gas, Oil, and Water still holding on to this last and possible round reset could be in the works.
Yeah, they don't really want to pressure too much with the gun set up. I reckon the round reset would be in the cards. The Pomson play was nice. It would have been cool to see them maybe try to get the medic down and just take this a little bit more pressure. But they aren't going to do much. Parry trying to find wide, trying to find picks. Unfortunately, gets spammed out as they start through. Lex bombing through now, not being able to find much. Ult is also in. The sentry comes down. Memory's finding ult, but we'll take the trade out onto Krolic as they're just going to have to come back down both soldiers. Maybe they're going to have to try something with a minute 20 left on the clock. That gun is not getting shot enough. They need to take that down before they can get the pressure, but that is the thing denying him. It's denied 3 sacks at this point.
Yeah, it's a really strong gun spot. Actually, I just want to point out, even sacking is hard, because as soon as the gun sees you lock on, you're pretty much denied. I think with the round reset looming, a trade is definitely on the cards of just so Uber try taking the gun and maybe collapse at the end looks like is what's going to happen here. And I can already tell Year of a Snake is getting in that sort of position. They want to do something, but yeah, here we go. Now the commit comes out, so I think the goal is just to get that gun.
Yeah, they will get that gun and immediately back out, so they're going to keep the pressure. Hungry almost going down, trying to get through Shutter, but not much else will happen. With that gun down, they're going to take this re-enter. Both soldiers sitting on pipe here. Maybe they'll just get denied as they're going to bust their way through. Old bombing through. Unfortunately, will go down. There is crits out. Gotaki managing to find one. Retro through right now. Oz, Krolic managing to find one. The gun goes back down as they try to reset it up. Gotaki going down. Some pressure onto point, but not much will be found. Lizard going down. Krolic walking forward and finding Will. So this will be a full wipe. That patience paid off. Just letting their sentry do the work, letting them make the mistake. Their sack, that time was the worry, and they just had to make a play, and they were able to capitalize. Opting not for the round reset though, which is interesting. They're maybe a little bit less confident. They don't want to go back to the mid. They would rather just continue to take this forward. Lex is in forwards though with the sniper. Not able to find much, so Bax one might be in play. Hungry will go down. Oz saves himself with a rocket. This will be them taking mid.
I mean, the round reset there is definitely a choice, but actually I think not going for it there is understandable. They had Uber ad and they pretty much wiped them on that hold. And Year of a Snake sort of feel like they have to make a move there, but unfortunately does not capitalize for them. I feel like if they took it in and maybe go for a post Uber like ND try collapse them, sort of could have worked. But however, Gas, Oil, and Water still having Uber, and actually having Uber now, so they do have that Uber ad, and does Rocky call for a very aggressive play? Don't get dropped, unfortunately. Parade does sticky trap Rocky, and Uber doesn't actually manage to clear up anything. Actually does get Parade though, so that is a demo taken out, but Uber does get popped out the side of Year of a Snake. They're trying to retake the second point there. Soldier behind. Memories does get taken out in that Uber, and that Soldier as well should get cleaned up. Wizard, and very chaotic on the backline there. Oz actually going behind there, but there are spawners on the side of Year of a Snake there, and Oz does get taken out in the process. They're hungry for eggs on the NG. That gun does knock Oz out of range.
Yeah, something that I really want to highlight is that medic, that Uber was a force that Wills almost drops to a trap that was a little bit more aggressive. Parry managed to find Grotakis, they take pressure. Dork going forward, but Memory's right there to greet him. Nice little handshake there. They are going to have to take a little bit of pressure back down too. Not much able to happen. They're going to get backed up, forced out through Shutter. They don't have the pressure that they want. They just want to play it down with both. One soldier down, one scout down a lot of pressure. They're going to take this forward. Lex still in the lobby trying to find some spam as they're looking to take this quite aggressive. Krolic Memories already walking their way through onto last through that right side. Is going to take the Uber now. Uber almost out for Willis. They're going to clear the stacks off. Krolic managed to find Lex up on the pipe. Memories just trapping off, doing what he can, and they are not able to get to point, delaying a little bit too long, and that will be 1-0 to Gas, Oil, and Water.
First round for Gas, Oil, and Water. Now, they have that one round. Thing is, with Granary being how we've received back and forth, I feel like they can sort of dictate now what happens. They can play not safer, but a little bit more smarter, I'd say. Like, you know, you can probably play a little bit more just round reset and, you know, total and last. But yeah, new round, new mid, Memories rolling out sort of standard there, Death Corner rollout, nothing too crazy. Parade still opting for the height rollout there, actually getting tagged down incredibly low for the side of Year of a Snake, and Memories already getting some nice pipe damage onto the side of Year of a Snake, and Hungry for Eggs getting taken out, and Oz and Gotaki actually getting cleaned up for the side of Gas, Oil, and Water here. So actually, Frag's going in favor of Year of a Snake there. Memories gets taken out, and that should be Monolith as well, and that's pretty much a wipe for the side of Gas, Oil, and Water here. And Krolic trying to go for a bit of a hero play. Unfortunately, does get taken out, and really nice mid for the side of Year of the Snake there. Now storming onto second.
Year of the Snake is actually structuring really well for the aggressive play. They send both scouts up onto the bat set to deny the soldier bomb. So they are ready for this aggressiveness. They need to kind of change this up. Oz is on the sniper now as they're going to go into the last, get a little bit of cap time. They do have the Uberad. We'll have to watch out for the sniper. Watching that right side shutter door, my apologies. They're going to keep pressure up. Lex spotting the soldier up on pipe. Heavy and a gun. They want to have maximum total. Imagine to find one Oz. Headshot rings out, finding Hungry as the Uber is now used. Dork Parry does get air shot, but unfortunately will go down, unable to get flashed. The pressure gun does go down. Heavy is still alive though. Keep this up. Oz, nice bomb onto Wills. Krolic managed to clean that up. Dork finding Oz. Damn, that soldier. Oh, sorry, not soldier. The heavy. It really did the gun for them. Wasn't able to do much with the gun, but that heavy is the only gun you need. Lex is bombing onto last. Isn't able to find much apart from a touch and will go down as he will keep pressuring. Alt is also sitting. Is onto last here. He does it. He can do it. He gets the back cap. The swap over to the pain train that ×2 cap. Ascension Classic. Imagine him take the map back. That is now 1-1.
Yeah, nice. That Pain Train play, really smart play by Alt. Sort of coming in last minute and also sort of swapping out with Lex there. But now equalize the scoreline 1-4-1. That last push almost didn't go too well with Parade taken out, sorry. But we do see the same roller coming from Parade, playing his tight position, trying to sticky off the pack. Oh, no, eats a sticky coming out from Memories. And he's actually eating a lot of damage. Finally does get arrowed there. And we're already seeing aggressive play coming from Gas, Oil, and Water, sorry. Hungry for Eggs trying to go charge, and Monolith gets taken out in the process, and that's Oz as well. And that's actually plays getting out from side of Year of a Snake, actually. Very scrappy, and both Mets getting taken out in the process here, and Alt trying to salvage here. Rocky does get taken out in the process, and now just Memories alive, but actually everyone is pretty much one shot here. Alt does manage to get the pack there, so now having a bit of health advantage. Memory staying in this mid, trying to cause a bit of chaos here, and nice pipe onto Alt there, and Alt having to back away. But both meds getting taken out in the process there. Even Uber's pretty much on both sides.
Yeah, Gas, Oil, and Water recognized the aggressive play denial that they had, so they did take a normal. We did see both soldiers bomb in, and obviously we saw fights on both sides of the point. They weren't really stabilizing and wanted to take the scrappy fights, which does work in the favor. They are trying to re-enter. Memory's eating a lot of spam in Death Corner as they keep pressure up. Oz will Crater, Hungry for Eggs, managing to get kill credit. Dork finding Gotaki as they're going to keep this pressure. That's down to scout and a soldier. They're just going to be able to take this point now as they keep this aggression up. Parry managing to find memories, so they are down the demo. They won't have that spam pressure that they want, as they're going to have to continue to back out. Krolic is still quite deep in. Managing to find ult, but will take that trade. Nice after death rocket kill. This will keep it back. They do get the medic out, so they will end up taking this a little bit aggressive. They do know that they have Uber though. They're taking it quite aggressive on the point. Dork leading the charge. Uber now comes out. 90% for Monolith as they're going to keep pressure. Do go down. Weren't able to get Uber 95% as they keep pressuring. A lot of trades coming out. Scrappy. Direct pipe to the face as the both scouts here are taking it, but they will get it. The synchronized shots will kill the scout as they're going to keep pressure. Parry will go down and they are forced to back out. What looked so good went so wrong so quick.
Really, really nice play. I mean, sorry, nice push from the side of Snake, but those two scouts not dying. And that's, yeah, that sort of blundered the play. But as that happened, though, Monolith does get taken out on, like, it was 90-something% there, but coming up with crits, but uber ad for the Snake. So I think the reset for Snake isn't too bad, but Lex getting taken out by the sniper play coming up from Oz has now caused a bit of a pickle in their works. Their Parade jiggle picking the sniper there does spot the sniper, and now this is getting very, very dangerous here for the side of the Snake, playing with danger. Oz holding the angle here, but crits almost coming up from the side of gas, oil, water. So this, yeah, is pretty much now equalized with crits and Uber.
Yeah, they are bunkering this quite a bit. They have the gun and heavy back again. Maybe they want to go for the, maybe a round reset. Maybe they're feeling a little bit more confident, but pressure is now there. They're spamming through that left side, trying to find something, trying to find everything they can. They see the heavy, they see the engineer, so they know that the structure is back to where it was when they've tried to push in beforehand. Shot rings out, not able to find anything. Lex will get air shot. Nice shot by Memories there as he goes down for the sack. This might be Lex obviously coming up on the signature sniper. That was a very quite obvious sack to go for it. They are just going to pressure. They want to play the sniper. They know that they're going to be here for a while with this bunkering. It's a spy. They're checking, it looks like. Going for a little bit of checking.
He hasn't committed yet, I think. Yeah, he's just checking. So he's just, oh,
yeah.
They know it's crits. Oh, and that's headshot.
The headshot rings out. It's unfortunate. It never stands still when you know there's a sniper, but they do know the crit, so they might be able to take this more really aggressive, but they will have to focus down this heavy. The heavy was the downfall the last time. It probably will be this time if they don't manage to focus it, but they are looking to take this trade. They're structuring. They are ready. They are sending it. Walking through, Dork leading the charge. Parry trying to jump through, doesn't find much. Sentry gun does go down. The heavy is still alive. A little bit of cap time, but not much. The heavy does get it. The laser beam is out. Oz fighting hungry. Is he caught deep in? Lazy isn't fighting too much, but Parry is caught in. They are being denied that space. They are doing it. They'd want to take it aggressive, but they weren't able to find much. Unfortunately, the heavy laser beam is a little bit too much for some. Obviously not relying on a projectile class play. Much rather have the hit scan just deny all that space for them.
Yeah, I think they knew as well.
They just want to force out that crits, which they did by the spy checking, and they saw it was crits. Now they actually gas, oil, water committing for the crits there, so not choosing to switch back to Uber. And Uber actually coming from the Snake there, so I think the plan is that they do want to go aggressive, just try to neutralize this crit, which looks like is the call from the side of the Snake. They're already going through Gary here. Crits shortly coming up from the side of gas, oil, water. Does get popped out there. Monolith stuck on crits, unfortunately does get taken out, so not much he can really do against the Uber play there with the crits, but cleanup though coming out from the side of the Snake there. That play's getting taken down from the side of gas, oil, water. Oz going for a bit of a sneaky sort of back cap play, but however, I don't think he can get a whole lot done there. Still stuck behind, and that is Wizard getting taken out in the process. And Oz, yeah, he's miles behind. So this essentially is a play down for the side of gas oil for this last hold.
Yeah, he's just going to take the fight in mid as they get pressured to last, but Memories, Krolic both finding one as they take this aggressive. Krolic managing to get rid of the demo in lobby there, but would not go for the med. Doesn't want to overcommit just in case his player is waiting. Oz is still behind. Won the fight against Lex on the mid as they're going to keep the pressure up. As Oz is in, matching it in garage. Is Magistrate out for Dork. Otaki finding Lex. They take this aggressive. Krolic is in. Memories is taking the pressure. Hungry will go down. Nice pipe there. Memories as they're going to keep pressuring out. Wills just forced to keep backing. He eats a ball to the face, but not much else will happen as they are just fully backed out 2 seconds. Oz behind caused a lot more chaos, managing to win that mid fight and deny one of their soldiers in, and obviously taking that space there into garage to find that one, to find that opening was kind of what they needed just to keep their pressure up. But the Uber is now out. They're taking this quite early and aggressive, but they're not going to find much. as they are just all just going to back out. They will take mid back, but this will just be leapfrog as they take it. The crits is now out. Dork going down. Memory's fighting another two. Hungry and ults. Gotaki finding Lex up on the bats, and that will just be the trade out. Still on the crits. They want to keep this aggression. Aggression is the name of the game for Gas, Oil, and Water. It works for them. Gotaki finding Wills. Parray cleaning that up, but this pressure is going to be there. He is caught in. He is going to back all the way out. Manages to live 12 HP. Oz is ready and waiting. They're up. 1 rocket, 2 rocket is all you need as they walk into last.
Nice surf by Gotaki as well onto Wills there, and that crits definitely was spotted, I'd say, for the side of Uber Snake there. He knew it was going to be crits, and using early does make sense there, but point getting captured for the side of Gas, Oil, Water. It just needs a little smidgen of cap time, which it does get. It 2-1, Gas, Oil, and Water taking back the lead. And oh, sorry, Jesus. Yeah, that crits play definitely was really, really good by Memories, getting 3 picks as well with it, so really, really nice job by the side of Gas, Oil, Water, and having to use early by Year of a Snake, trying to take advantage of them having crits. Unfortunately, no frags so coming out on their side there, but new mid here, nice rollout by Memories, sort of standard in the def corner position there, getting a bit of spam though, but unfortunately, no frags yet. Both teams exchanging a bit of spam. We do see aggressive play, nice sticking onto the Soldier on the side of Gas, Oil, and Water there, and Will's trying to stay alive, nice dodging, and he does get tagged incredibly, but does manage to live through all that chaos there, and that Soldiers and taking out on the side of Gas, Oil, and Water, and Parade trying to trap up the exit on the side of Gas, Oil, and Water in the Gary position, and he does manage to, and Memories trying to salvage what he can, and he does get taken out in the process there, and that is really, really, really nice survivability coming out from side of Wills and Fulbrad for Year of the Snake.
I think Gas, Oil, and Water need to change it up. Both soldiers bombed from the same place. Both scouts were waiting. This has happened for most of the mids, except when they played that just slower mid, and it kind of worked out a little bit better for them. Maybe that slower push will work. Ult's just back up on the sniper though, keeping pressure on the second. Ult is just going to corner cap it. Still on the pain train. Oh no, both soldiers are there. My apologies. Another pain train play would be very cool.
Yes.
They're going to keep this pressure up. Dork and Wills waiting on the upper floor, wanting to maybe take this little pressure from above onto pipe. They want to keep the pressure. Same setup as before. Sentry gun. Frolic on the heavy as the Uber now comes out. The gun needs to go down. Parry high in the air, gets bounced. A little bit of cap time comes out. Will get launched back up. Oh, gun finally goes down. Hungry finding Lizard. Frolic is still alive. Good rocket onto Monolith, but he will live as they keep pressuring. Ult on the point. Much more. Willis forced to back out. The crits coming out now, but they're not able to find the medics. They used the crits there to maybe try to find the medic on the back out, even if they missed, but unfortunately isn't able to, and Willis is gone. He doesn't want any piece of that, and he will meet up with his team on the mid. They are staying on the crits again. They're liking the aggressive play that they can make with it, but they gotta, I think the big thing for them is they gotta kind of spot where the players are before they use Uber. They probably could have milked it just a little bit longer on that mid and maybe find the kits that they needed.
And these crits plays actually are working out on the side of Gas, Oil, Water, and Memories is actually doing a really, really good job just trying to his sticky and sort of pipe plays with these crits are really, really good, and they're actually working out, and he's getting at least 3 kills or 2 kills with it, which I feel like is definitely helping the side of Gas, Oil, and Water, and they're already breaching through this def position, and crits does get popped out on the side of Gas, Oil, and Water, and unfortunately no picks, so just sang with the crits though, and obviously we do see Eurosnake going for the aggressive play, just trying to take out this crits, and now Uber as well coming out from side of Eurosnake there. That actually is 2 frags though going in favor of Gas, Oil, and Water, and this actually has called for a backup for the side of Eurosnake here. Will's getting tagged incredibly low, and does get taken out of the process here, and that should be a very clean wipe for the side of Eurosnake. Ult coming back up on the sniper here. Could he be on a very funny weapon, or is he on the... Yep, he's on a standard rifle. I thought he'd be on Huntsman, because he is known for that. But crits coming up on the side of Gas, Oil, Water, having crits add into this last hold here.
Yeah, if they want to take this crits out, I reckon they have to try to take it a little bit more aggressive. They do have the entry here up, hungry for eggs, already ready. Ult is still sitting in forward, so we'll go for the back spawn now. So they're just going to stabilize. They now have it, waiting for that crits to come up, and they know they have ad, and they know that they're going to still be on Uber. So they will have a little bit of time to work it. They got a spot, they got to figure out what they kind of want out of this. They see... might have spotted where all the players they need be. They see the gun. They're just going to take the slow. They're coming out now. Oz bombing through. Clear sticks. As keeping pressure on Memories is leading the charge. Crits now comes out. One shot doesn't find anything. Gun will almost go down. Dork eats a crit. Sticky, unfortunately, will not go down as he keep pressure on point. He had Alt and Lex sitting a little bit further behind, and they just weren't able to come to point if they just went with that bomb. But that will be the 3rd point for Gas, Oil, and Water. The crits doesn't find much, but it was enough space made where they could just cap the point for free.
Yeah, and this is, dwindling in time as well. I mean, it's getting very close now for the side of Eurosnake, and getting into that banning timer shortly, but do see the same rollout coming up from the side of Eurosnake. Parade playing this high ground here, taking the crate rollout. Both teams exchanging a bit of spam here. Do we see the same bomb coming up from the side of Gas, Oil, and Water? A little bit different bomb finally, and we do see a bit of a aggressive play coming from the side of Eurosnake. Does take down, actually trade, sorry, going in both sides' favor, and it is now getting very scrappy here. 2 players getting out on the side. Actually make that 3, sorry, for the side of Eurosnake there. And this is getting super, super scrappy there, but as I say, Eurosnake actually backing out and just getting re-healed there, and now going back into this midnight to fight. But as I said though, the side of Gas, Oil, and Water having to back out there just with Memories and Monolith living there, so a better mid-fight going in favor of Year of a Snake, and this is hopefully the start of maybe a comeback. But yeah, they are now backs against the wall.
Yeah, we have seen this quite a little bit. They did not get the medic here, so this will be even Ubers. That was really good movement by Memories in Garage, managing to find 2 picks there, and a little bit overzealous play. They weren't able to find the picks. They needed to really focus on Wills to get rid of the medic. Unfortunately, all end up dying, and they lose the mid for it. But Medic lived at least, so they will have the even Ubers to play off. As they're not going to take anything too aggressive, not on the crits anymore, deciding to go back to Uber, not wanting that aggressive play to happen again, rather take this a little bit slower. They do have a little bit of grace with the points, 20 seconds left before we go into banny time. As they do, Hungry is spotting from just the tunnel as they're going to keep walking, coming through Garage now, Parry, Dork, spotting, seeing the Soldier. Keep walking, they don't want to take anything too risky just yet, structuring. Lex looking like they're ready to bomb. Coming through now. High bomb coming out. They do notice Deny is in Monolith, already fully backed out. Crowley cleaning up that kill, not letting him get any further. Banny time now in effect. Just keep pressuring. They're not rushing this. You're the Snake want to take this slow. They don't want to risk anything. We might see the Lex off class here though. Lizard predicting it in chat. We might see it. But they're going to have to try just to keep going. No sniper as they want to keep this slow, nice and steady.
And Gas, Oil, and Water are the rounds up, so they could just play. It's first to 4 as well, just for people joining us right now in this stalemate banny timer situation here. But yeah, Gas, Oil, and Water are in position. They could just play for a round reset. At least both meds lived, so no one couldn't really steamroll onto anyone's point. But looks like a bit of a play coming out from the side of Eurosnake there, and that's actually Memories getting caught out. So Memories gets taken out in the process there. So that's actually 2 players again, but however, though, 3 players though down to the side of Eurosnake there, and Rocky going super aggressive there, and it looks like the side of Eurosnake are just sort of backing out from this mid. But as I said though, a trade, let's see, an Uber popped out, and Gas, Oil, and Water just don't use. They could just back out there. So Uber gets popped out, and all they just get is Gotaki. I don't think that was, yeah, Eurosnake there popping just for 1 scout, and I think we're probably expecting a trade there. So really, really nice read coming up by the side of Gas, Oil, Water, and now they're just back in this yard position, but they do have Uber out, so this should be a lot easier now just to push out onto mid.
Yeah, they are waiting for the scout to come back out. They don't want to try to take this too quick, so they're just going to wait for Gotaki to come back up so they can restructure. But this Uber ad is quickly dwindling. We're down to 40% ad now. We're going to look to take a little bit of pressure, but they're actually opting just to take this back to a trade position. They're not taking this aggressive. They don't want to risk anything. So we're just going to stalemate again. We've got to see something that'll really open up the play. We saw Lex trying to sec through that left side before. They need to try to maybe go through, just bust through that right side, maybe get rid of that Soldier as Alt tries to do it, facing the wrong way with his back turn, but both scouts are there to greet. Gotaki cleaning up 2 and Hungry managing to find it, so down 2 on both sides as now they're pushing forward. Probably finding Lex and Hungry finding Oz. So they are down 3 on each side, even players, and they are just going to back out. They're going to play this a little bit more passive on point. They don't want to lose any more. And they do have better spawners on the side of Year the Snake. But they will have to just take it. Oz will be up in 4 as they start walking now. Hungry is taking this in. They're going to have to start touching point Memories, backing out, setting up sticks, just getting ready maybe for an aggressive play. They start walking through. Not too much pressure as the Uber is now used. Hungry leading the charge. They're not wanting to use Monolith. Is not using just yet. Use now comes out. They want to keep pressure. They don't want to risk it. They want to keep as much kills as they can. A Hungry caught in will get out. Oz finding that kill as they are bullied back out into yard. Gotaki finding on that wide side and flank. Lex spamming through Shutter. Not much else to be found. We do have it deep. Lizard trying to find a pick. Or not, but they are forced all the way out. Gotaki isn't. Managing to find Dork. Good damage onto Pere. Not too much else is happening. Oz is there to help clean up, and they will go for the point. That patient is playing off. They don't want the round reset. They are just waiting for those mistakes to show through.
Yeah, and this is definitely, I feel like Year of a Snake sort of just seeing the timer down, just need to sort of make a move. And Gas Oil Water, as you said earlier, just sort of playing the patience game, and it's actually working out quite well for them. But now they are taking this yard area, going through the flank area, going through Z, and it looks like they are trying to get through here. But otherwise, Memory is going into a bit of a flank play, going through this lower sort of part in Gary. I can't remember what, I think it's C, but anyway, whatever. But as I said earlier though, as we saw earlier, now it's again even Ubers, but they were trying to just bully that flank, sending 3, trying to go behind, but then as that happens, Memories gets really, really nice damage actually onto them, and they just eat sort of the same spam, and pretty much they just get melted. I just want to say, but now we do see a bit of a play coming out from the side of Gas Oil trying to take this second point there, and that's Will's getting taken. What you want, and that's just triggering the push, and this could be game for this could be what you call it, the round and also the series for the side of Gas Oil and Water. Will's getting dropped, and that is Spawn's getting locked down, and that is GG.
The fall of the Will's Empire. Lizard drops it in chat. That drop was devastating, coming through. Immediate bomb in. They weren't ready for it. And that will end it. 4-1 to the side of Gas, Oil, and Water, and they take this forward. That was really, really good spot there. Managing to find their way through. Wills was just not ready. Nothing fancy. Simple bomb in 2 rockets. All you need, and that was a really good collapse.
Yeah.
They were ready for it.
And we do have the logs now up on your screen here, and a little bit of a normal sort of game for the Soldiers. Lizard was having a bit of a rough one. I'd say 7 for 20. However, though, when you look at he was sort of just doing, I guess I'd say the Roma's just doing sort of his job, I'd say, as the I believe Roma, sorry. Not Roma, sorry, just sort of holding down his pocket. And then Ozdo, 19 kills, 300 DPM. But I just want to point out the scouts though, Rocky and Gotaki having a really, really good game there. Gotaki having a little bit less damage, but however, sort of just still playing the end. He did spend, I'd say, a lot of the game just off-classing on NG. I guess the same goes for Hungary, but then when you look at the side of Year of a Snake there, Lex having a very, very rough game. 8 for 28, unfortunately not able to sort of get any anything working. I mean, he did have 3 demo picks, but whatever he was sort of trying to do, unfortunately not paying out. But Memories, though, having a much better game on this time. 23 kills, 292 DPM. But overall, it was a very close game. But I do want to point out, though, every mid-fight, Year of a Snake won pretty much every mid-fight. But then, when it came to the last pushes, that's where they sort of crumbled. And the only one round they got was that ult sort of back cap that sort of saved them.
Yeah, they weren't getting the spam onto the heavy. They were finding the gun and keeping that pressure up, but unfortunately that heavy was their downfall. We did see the scouts keeping that aggressive play up, but yeah, their mids were just not working out. Both scouts are ready for the Oz and Lizard to bomb in. They weren't getting a lot of the pressure they wanted in Death Corner, but fortunately, if they just had a little bit more focus on those off classes, that heavy coming down a little bit earlier, Krolik just playing a bit past it. There were bombs that came out onto Monolith, but they never really worked out, which is quite unfortunate. It will be the turnover.
Yeah, Monolith as well was having some really nice moments, especially milking those Ubers. He was doing a really, really good job. But now, what this means as well for people watching and joining us now is the side of Year of a Snake, unfortunately, are eliminated, and therefore the side of Gas, Oil, Water will now play a qualifying final for a spot in the grand final. If they lose that, they will play a 3rd place decider. So this is pretty much, I'd say, basically a 56 exit, so quarterfinal exit, if you want to put it that way, for the side of Year of the Snake. So I think this is the first time as well Wills, I think this is the first time Wills hasn't gotten a podium finish. I believe so, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, be a little bit gutted about that, but I would not be upset with how he performed. Getting this far is definitely nothing to scoff at. But we are looking pretty good, and that will be the end of the stream.
Yeah,
Quite games coming out. The Bagel cutting it really close down to the wire every single round. and the Granary, those last pushes being the downfall for Year of the Snake. But
Yeah.
beautiful games to watch.
Very back and forth as well. But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much it from us. We will have a grand finals next week. I believe so, coming from our producer. I'm reading his messages in Discord. That's what he has told me. But otherwise, anything you want to say, Evie, before we wrap it up? Any shout outs or anything you want to mention?
I do not. I would like to say thank you, Mitch, for putting this on. Of course, thank you, Mr. Ghost, for coming out and casting with me. It was very enjoyable, and I look forward for the grand final. That will be a spectacle. Do you have any shout-outs in particular?
Yes. Obviously, shout out. Obviously, thank you, Mitch, for organizing and producing. Obviously, should be it as well. Thank you, Evie, for casting along with me, and obviously, thank you for both teams for playing out, and congratulations for Gas, Oil, Water for taking us, and commiserations for the side of Year of the Snake. But otherwise, that is it from me. Tune in again next week for grand finals. But otherwise, we will catch you guys later. Stay safe, good night, and drink lots of water. Bye bye.